What's up, everyone? Welcome back. I promised I'd do more videos, so here I am, trying to keep that promise this time. I am still working on a lot on the back end. It's called the back end. But there is a new free Discord, completely free. It's partnered with other bigger YouTubers, much bigger than me, actually. Connor Kenny, maybe you've heard of him. But I manage it now, and it's completely free. So if you want to join a free Discord server, you could also go to the paid platform if you want later on. But this server is completely free. Feel free to join it. The link is will be in the description below. Um, so yeah, that's been eating up a lot of my time. But as I said, I am back here. The video I did 2 days ago, or not entirely sure when once this is uploaded. It was actually during Trump's pause on the tariffs, which I think was more of a panic move than an actual win. I get why he is presenting it as one of his biggest wins in his presidency. But yeah, numbers don't lie, and we're still not above where we started this mess. Let's call it a mess. Let's call it. Let's stay safe with that description. But yeah, we're still not way off before we are back at the old all time highs. Um, but yeah, I wanted to do a little follow up video because I think it was a panic move, and I do think there is possibilities for Bitcoin in the maybe in the very near future. But I think especially on the longer term, because we see all these countries trying to decouple themselves from the US dollar. The US dollar now actually looking weaker than it did before all this, much weaker even in my eyes, and not just in mine. I think a lot of economists or whatever specialists on this subject matter are saying the same thing, which I am thinking, which is that Bitcoin might become a big hedge against all these markets, which was actually one of the original purposes of Bitcoin. So that could be our beaming light at the horizon, the light at the end of this very long and very hectic and very winding tunnel. All right, let's get into the rest of the video, and I'll talk about it. Also, once more, a reminder: if you want to follow along, if you want to place limit orders like I am, you can use BitUnix. I'll have a link to that in the description below. And yeah, once again, a reminder: everything I say is my opinions, how I read all these random news articles, and how I interpret it. And yeah, feel free to disagree with me, and if you do, feel free to leave a comment, and let's discuss things. Right, let's get into it. So you are not going to believe this, but once again, I while I was filming this video, we have another big scoop. President Trump is open to making deal with China. So as I said in the intro, I think it was a panic move that he paused all the tariffs on the EU, and I think Canada and Mexico as well. And while I said it, this news article popped up, open to making deal with China. And I just did a live stream as well, and I said the exact same thing in that as I will in this video. America cannot go without China. China cannot go without America, but America cannot go without China. America cannot go without the EU. They cannot exclude Canada, the EU, Mexico, China, Japan, all the other BRICS countries. They can. They can't. Economies, products, whatever. There's all so interwoven nowadays that it's near impossible to have all those production capabilities, all those vegetables, computers, chips, cars, everything. You cannot produce everything in one country. And the I think which sparked Donald's or Trump's pause on the tariffs originally was the massive debt sell off. I think they had a massive panic meeting at the White House, which obviously we would not know about, uh, which would have tanked the US economy if he did not act. So he paused the tariffs on the EU, even though they also retaliated, or I should say, we retaliated, and China retaliated. And he was saying, the hell with China. And now, not even a day later, or maybe a day later, he's trying to make a deal with China. So I think he overplayed his tariff hand. and he was going, or at least he was already tanking the economy, but I think he was also going to tank the value of the US dollar or the value of the USA in general. And if that happens, then the doom spiral video I made a while back will accelerate, and it would have completely tanked the country. So yes, he had to act, and I think this is another confirmation of that. And uh, you can say that he's playing chess or checkers or whatever, and this was a massive move, but all he's doing is capitulating. All he's doing is trying to revert what he himself did, and we can see it on the price chart. So let's go S&P 500. It will probably be pumping a little bit now, like as we speak. There we go. It's starting to go green, but we are still like this big candle. Yes, that was the last video, so 2 days ago, but he caused it, and we're not even close to the old all time high where he started this madness. So it's being presented as if he's this massive financial genius and he's winning, but he is losing big unless he bought a bunch of stocks here and sold them here, which is what a lot of investors did, which people probably had some knowledge of, or at least people were buying this dip and sold this top, which I I get. If I was a day trader, I would do the exact same thing. But still, we are not near the end, and he accomplished that. The S&P 500 was much more volatile than Bitcoin, at least for those days, which is, I think, very, very well. You can call it impressive, I'd say, but I wouldn't say it's good. And I also don't think the underlying reasons for all this panic, fear, and uncertainty in the markets is gone. And companies still, like, you cannot build a company on this volatility or this massive tariff one day and then it being gone the next day, or maybe it being back the day after that. Like, if you are forced to buy your products on the day that you have a 100% tariff, and the day after that they're gone, then you're 100% value in the whole of the products you bought, because you're not going to be able to sell those products with those tariffs added to it. So no company will invest or spend money or try to grow his business in these situations. So once again, the American people are going to feel the brunt of this uncertainty because they're going to lose jobs. And even in the Netherlands, we're losing jobs over it. I said it in the last video, but yeah, we have not. That's, as I said, the S&P 500 is as volatile as Bitcoin now, which is, like I said, it's impressive, but it's not good. It's not good for economic growth. It's not good for companies. It's not good uh, for people like you and me. And I always say, like, if markets go down, it's a good thing. We're able to buy more. We're able to buy cheaper as long as we're young. We have the time to wait it out till it stabilizes and start growing again. But with people with their 401ks heavily dependent on stock markets, people depending on their jobs, or companies depending on it, I don't think it will be good. Now, that being said, I think the fear in the markets is still here. And as I said in the intro, I think this can also spark people looking for alternatives to stock markets, alternatives to, I think I had lost the article. Oh, no, I got it. So while Trump's tariff policy gives some relief, traders are still reluctant to go all in on risk assets, which is basically what I said. Companies, investors, nobody wants to risk losing out on 10%, 20% overnight. No one is going to buy anything if it could drop 20% the next day. At least not normal traders. Meme coin traders might. But as the US dollar index crashes, it raises hope of Bitcoin and altcoins. Now, that I do think can happen, because if people are looking for safe havens, alternatives, there's a reason why gold is reaching new all-time highs. Gold is not reliant on the US dollar, and Bitcoin, at, at least for a large chunk of it, is also not. Uh, sorry, is also not reliant on the dollar for its value. So if you hold a stock portfolio and you want to protect yourself against a possible downturn, you could move it into Bitcoin. And we already saw this, that the S&P 500 was more volatile than Bitcoin, at least for a few days. So while people were massively selling off the S&P 500, Bitcoin remained fairly stable, only a 3 to 4% drop, which it regained the next day. Obviously, it fluctuates every day. So yeah, it is volatile in that perception, but it for at least for a short week, it was more stable. And I think this could happen more over time. And if the value of the dollar drops, Bitcoin keeps its value or actually increases in value, this could also spark the value of Bitcoin, at least in dollar coins. It won't be worth more ETH or anything else, but the value of Bitcoin could easily go past that 100K then. Again, so we could see new all-time highs for Bitcoin, even if the dollar crashes. And people, like we saw this happen in Turkey, where the Turkish president Erdogan um, enacted some policies trying to stifle inflation, but in turn, it only got worse. So what did all the Turkish people start doing? They started buying Bitcoin because they were buying a loaf of, like, let's say got 1,000 Turkish lira, and the next day it would be worth 500 lira, even though they had 1,000. Whichever cost 500 now cost 1,000 the day after. So they were buying Bitcoin massively in order to maintain their value. And obviously, the Turkish president, banned Bitcoin because he wanted to keep people holding that coin or holding their own Turkish lira. But this could very well happen in other countries. Anyone that has money in the bank or money in his pocket and is losing value, you're gonna buy assets which doesn't devalue or even goes up in value. So it could massively spark another crypto run. And I'd sooner say Bitcoin, but yes, altcoins could very well be bought as well. Like, I think Ethereum has not had its moment to shine yet because we have not seen a very big altcoin the last, let's call it the bull run, the Trump run. So this could very well push people to more Bitcoin, more altcoins, which could be some positive news in all of this. And yeah, for me especially, because I'm not dependent on the dollar at all. Yes, I hold a bunch of dollars, but I live in the EU. I get paid in euros. My bank account is in euros, and um, only like one or two of my stock portfolios are in dollars. Everything else is in euros. So I can even maybe speculate a little bit more on the dollar to euro uh, price interchanges, but I think I think this offers opportunities for everyone. And I always say volatility is good because volatility means we can trade it. And if we can trade it, we can earn from it or we can increase our holdings from it. And I'm not the only one thinking that. So these are news articles from other people, and if I think if a lot of people agree on something, it's more likely to happen. So I just wanted to have that out there. I wanted to do this little video about it, and I think it's crazy that I'm starting to become a little afraid to actually make a video because every time I start one, we see another crazy article like this coming out. And yeah, I think it'll be very exciting times in the next few weeks. All right, I wanted to do this video before the weekend. Have a very good weekend, everyone. If you like this video, please leave a like and subscribe. Uh, and yeah, let's see you on the next one. Peace.